Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, Cordea Clubhouse, season number 5. It's still February. We're about to go on a nice vacation, so I'm eager. But February is very important for 2 reasons. Guess what? Valentine's Day, I did all right. And now guess what's coming up next? The whole month, to tell you the truth. It's Black History Month, so that's going to be our podcast for today. Let's introduce ourselves, please. Give me your name and your age.
My name is Dariana, and I am 8 years old.
Welcome to the podcast.
My name is Jacob, and I'm 7 years old.
Jacob, you took too long to think of your age. By now, you should know your age.
I'm Jaylene, and I'm 8 years old.
Welcome, Jaylene. Some familiar faces, some that haven't been here in a while. Welcome, guys. Black History Month. Some people hate that it's the shortest month. It's only 28 days. We had a lot to cram in there. We should probably get rid of Valentine's Day, if you ask me. But that's just me. What are we learning? What do we know about Black history? What are these schools teaching us? You want to go first? Go ahead. Give me something. Give me some Black history knowledge.
I know some stuff about Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. Please. Do you know his speech? You know the whole speech? No?
Not the whole speech.
You know the beginning of it? Okay.
I know some stuff about him, but not the speech.
Okay, well, tell me what you know.
I know that he changed some laws.
Okay. Most of the laws that he changed, do you have any idea of which ones they were? No? Do you know any of the laws that he changed?
The laws that he changed is...
You don't know exactly. Okay, so give me some more information about. He made some changes. Let's stay there. What else do you know about him?
Some stuff that I know about him is that he helped people, that he marched with people, and made segregation.
He fought to abolish segregation. Do you know what segregation is? Okay, let's start there. What is that? That's an important point.
Segregation is where you keep people out by their race. Like
you separate them.
Like you separate keep them apart.
You keep them apart because of their race. So you're basically separating people. So in this table right now, we have, I would say a few Latin people, right? Almost all of us Latin. So even at that time, we weren't technically black. We would still be segregated from the whites. So just because we're kind of dark skinned or we're not white, so we would still be separated from them. So we would still be part of this. So he did fight for people's rights to not be separated and go to restaurants and same bathroom and same schools and stuff like that. So that was very important. Anything else you know about him? Don't hog it all up. What else you know?
I know who's Jackie Robinson.
Oh, you went somewhere else. Hold down that. Let me see if you know anything about Black History Month.
Oh, I was going to say something about Martin Luther King.
Okay, just throw down. What you got?
He got arrested and he died from...
Okay, he did get arrested. I think he got arrested many times. But he didn't just die. He was assassinated. That's 2 different things. Because, sometimes people die, they get older, and they get medical conditions, and they die. He was assassinated. Do you know what assassinated is? Huh? Do you know what assassinated is? Does anyone?
When somebody goes to somebody else's house who doesn't know them and they just kill them?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're around there. He was killed by another person, so that's called assassination. They wanted to stop his conversation. They wanted to stop him from speaking. They wanted to stop his movement while he was carrying. So someone decided that they wanted to get rid of him, and they assassinated him. Yes.
Well, about Martin Luther King, actually at my school once when we had music, we actually made a song about Martin
Martin
Luther
Luther
King.
King. Do you remember the song?
Yes.
Oh, you want to sing it?
But I can't sing it very well.
Okay, at least you can sing it if you remember it. I don't.
Martin Luther King had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. Martin Luther King wanted to. Uh, I forgot some of the parts.
Hey, that's more than I will remember. So I'll give you the bomb for that. Anybody else? Any other subject or any other person that we want to highlight for Black History Month? You already went through one, so you started. What's yours?
About Michelle Obama
Michelle Obama. That's good. That's a current one.
because my mom has a book about her.
Oh, so your mom is reading the Michelle Obama book.
Yeah.
So she feeding you some information? She's giving you some information?
She gave me some information, but
Okay.
I won't remember a lot.
So what about Michelle Obama? What do you know about Michelle Obama? There's one thing that you obviously should know. What
She
what was
she
she?
she's she used to be a mayor, a mayor,
Uh
a
n-
mayor, a mayor.
no. She was married to the president. So
Obama.
she was to Obama. So she was the first black first lady. That's what they call. So whoever's married to the president, they call her the first lady. So she was the first black first lady. Um, Besides that, there's a lot of things about Miss Obama. Um, she graduated from Harvard. She's a very, very educated person. And then, there's other things. She's quite funny. She likes to do TikToks and dance videos with her daughters and stuff like that. Um, but she's a all around mom. Um, that's one thing that's Nano.
Okay. About Michelle's son or daughter.
Daughter, she don't have no sons.
Oh, okay. So about her daughter, I know that I didn't know that she had a daughter because I don't know much about her, but I do know she's a nice woman and a a most amazing mom. Probably she probably takes care of her kids and takes them everywhere they want to go.
Probably not no more because I think they're in college now. So
Yep.
they don't probably don't even bother with their mother. But she has two daughters. She has
Mm.
two daughters.
Um.
Anybody else besides? Okay, we got Michelle Obama. We got Martin Luther King. Who else? No, you already said yours. What's your person? What did you learn in Black History Month? Or a person you want to highlight? You had
I
enough time to think about it. You sat in that chair. You knew what we were talking about. So this is not a shock. Pick your person. Who's your person? Anybody you know anything about? How you
mistaken.
made a mistake? There
I
is no.
just the wrong one to talk about. I meant knock. I
Okay,
mean
who
knock jokes.
you want to do knock knock jokes? No, this is not knock knock joke podcast. You sat there and
Or
said you wanted to do a podcast on Black History Month. So, do you know anything about Black History Month? What do you know? Come on, we can't have dead silence. That doesn't work.
nothing.
All right, I'm gonna let the girls do.
Yep.
Go ahead.
This seems like another only girls podcast.
No, I'm in it. I'm focused.
Okay, so about Black History Month.
Do we have
Um.
another person you want to highlight besides
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Who else?
Um. Obama. His, her,
Okay, that's definitely a good one. Do you know what number president he was?
the first.
No, George Washington was the first
Oh right.
president. Come on, you knew that. What number president he is?
I was about to say the second, but
Nope. I
um.
don't to tell you the truth. I don't even know the second. I know Washington was the first. I'm not good with my presidents, but Obama was the
I
44th president.
I was on number four, and I thought he was the fourth
No,
one,
no,
but
44th. Um, what do you know anything about Obama?
yes, that he actually was the. I know he's the 44th president, but his wife,
Mm-hmm. Which is Michelle.
yeah,
Okay.
I just want to say wife because I miss my mom.
Oh, I don't know why that has to do with your mom, but that's okay.
But
So
she's a mom.
yes, I hear you. I hear you. All right, you're finding ways to link it. So tell me something about Obama,
Um,
President Obama. Tell me anything about him.
I remember that he also made a speech. Like
Yeah, there's a lot of speeches.
he made like so many that I can't even remember how many he made.
There's one thing you should remember about President Obama. What's the the one thing that stands out? Besides him being the 44th president, we're talking about Black History Month. What's the one thing that stands out?
Jalen can tell you because I don't know.
Okay, you know what?
I don't know anything about Barack Obama.
You don't know anything about it? Okay, well we all agree that he was the first black president, right?
Mhm.
That's one of the most important things. There
Because
hasn't been no other one. So he was the first. Hopefully he will not be the last, but he was the first. So that's very important because he, just like Jackie Robinson and these other people, they were ahead of
and
their time, and sometimes they had to be the first, so sometimes they had to fight for these rights. But he definitely was the first black president of the United States. Who else would you like to highlight for Black History Month?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. I set that one up for you. What about Jackie Robinson?
He was the first black um American.
No,
He was the
he
first
was the
black
first black
African American.
baseball
baseball
player.
player. Yes, first African American baseball player in the major leagues. Now, there's a trick because they had another league. It was called the Negro League, and it was all just black teams, black players. But that's not the league that we all know today. Major League Baseball, the Yankees, the Mets. So in the Negro leagues, those were the best of the best. He was they had teams and everything, but in Major League Baseball, which is what we have now, he was the first black player. And he played, you know what team he played for?
Mm, no, but I know his number
What's his number?
42.
42. Okay, we'll get back to his number, but he played for there was a team, the Dodgers, right? I think the
Oh,
Brooklyn Dodgers at that point. Why do you remember his number 42? That's
because me and my class we are still learning about Robinson, so I have a scholastic about him, and I still remember his number.
there's one important thing that you should remember about his number is that nobody in the major leagues, no other baseball player will ever wear the number 42. That number's
Why?
not available. They retired his number. So that means every team nobody could wear that number. The last person to wear the number 42 played for the Yankees. And he
Okay.
asked permission of the family, and they gave him permission because he always had that number. But he retired, so there's nobody else in Major League Baseball that's allowed to use the number 42.
So about who she was just talking about, I can't
Jackie
pronounce.
Robinson.
Yeah. Um, his number 42. Why can nobody wear it? Is it like uh uh
Because they retired it. So what happened? Go ahead. You want to know?
People didn't support him, and Jackie Robinson received that. How do you say it again?
that he can no longer play?
No, what did
That
he receive?
he received. It starts with a D.
Death threats? Okay. He received death threats. That's when someone, oh, back in the days, people used to write letters on a piece of paper and mail it. Like, you know how mommy gets her bills or daddy gets his bills with, what he has to pay in the mailbox. That's how people used to communicate. So they used to send these death threats to either the baseball team or to him, to his house personally, threatening him that, they were going to kill him and stuff like that. So that's one of the things they used to do. Go ahead.
But he kept his cool and ignored all stuff that people were doing to him, and he really didn't care and kept on playing. And then he received a rookie award.
Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year means that you're the best player in baseball for that particular year on your first time being in the Major League Baseball.
About Jackie Robinson. I actually have weekend homework about him. So, since he was the first black, not first, wait,
First
sorry.
first black baseball player in the major leagues.
So, since he was the first black player in the major leagues, um, I forgot my answer. Uh, since I have homework about him, I really want to learn more about him because why were they sending death threats to kill him? Because
Because just like Martin Luther King, he was doing something that was different. He was the first African American player. So there was a lot of people, a lot of white people that were just like they don't want that particular type of person in their team or in their league or playing baseball and stuff like that. So they they gave him death threats.
I remember one thing about like a story, but there was this kid who was black, and uh he went to a school with white kids, and then the the black kids had to be separated by them.
Okay.
So they had to be sent to other schools, and they could not use the same bathroom. So whenever like a white kid goes in, he the black kids have to like wait until
Well, they
like
wouldn't even use the same bathroom. It'd just be one bathroom would be for white people, and the other one would be they'll say colored or something like that, and they'll go to the other bathroom. They weren't even allowed to use the same bathroom.
oh.
So yeah, so that's
I know another people in Black History Month.
okay.
Ruby Bridges.
Bridges, who's that?
You don't know who's Ruby Bridges?
Nope, you got me.
I was about to say if she's a president.
No. She's a woman, a first child to go to white school only. She was the only black child in a white school, and people told her to go home, and an angry crowd was there, and they were mad at Ruby Bridges.
I
But
think I seen that book cover where she's like she had a little blue dress on or something like that. I might have seen something about it. I didn't know that. So she was the first colored person to go to a white school. That's you saying? Okay,
yes,
that's good information. Anybody else that we know about that we want to highlight?
mm,
Anybody else you want to highlight?
No,
No.
I just want to talk about President's Day now.
President's Day now. We still on Black History Month, and let's see if we got a new person here. Let's see what we got. All right, let's welcome him to the podcast. What is your name, sir?
My name is Giancarlo and I'm 8 years old.
John Carlos. Do they call you JC?
Yeah,
Sometimes people call you JC.
like all the time at my school.
Okay, JC it is. JC, welcome to the podcast. JC's first day, not first day, first time on the podcast though, right?
Mm-hmm.
First time on the podcast. One of the kids was dismissed. He saw the headphones there. He decided to jump in the chair. I like that. JC, do you know anything about Black History Month besides what you heard so far in the podcast?
Yes, actually I do. I've been learning it for this whole month.
Okay, what do you know so far,
And
sir?
I think there's this one person called
You can't get the name yet?
yeah, I forgot
All
the
right, so
name.
tell me what the person did. Maybe we could try to do it together.
She was teaming up with Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. She was teaming up with him.
Like he went to jail and she sat on a bus that.
Oh, I did that key. You see that key that's sitting on the bus.
I think it's Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. That's
Rosa
who I would have
Parks.
said. Rosa Parks. Do you know what Rosa Parks did?
Yeah, she wanted to change the rules because it was unfair for the black people because there was seats for the black people, but if the white people want to sit there, they had to ask black people, and the black people had to get up.
Yep. That's the way it was. Do you remember what she did?
Yeah, so she didn't listen, so she went to jail because she wasn't following the rules.
Yeah. So at that time, the rules were that the colored people, that's what they used to call them, colored people go to the back of the bus, and the white people had their section in the front. So when she walked in, she saw that there was a seat in the front. She sat down, and they were like, "Nah, nah, nah, you gotta go to the back." She was like, "Why? I want to sit right here." So that started that movement, and that why are we different than other people? And then she did some other stuff and marched and it was really stand out for civil rights and stuff like that. So very important person in Black History Month.
Isn't Kamala Harris in Black History Month?
Well,
History. not
yeah,
hi-
well, she's
history.
definitely she's the first. So she's the first vice president that's colored. Or she's mixed. She has something that's black in her family, but they consider her black. So she's the first female, and she's the first black vice president. So she has two of them, two titles. Um, yeah, that's definitely important in Black History Month. Anybody else you want to highlight? No? Then we got enough information out there?
Yes.
All right. Say your goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
Black History Month should be longer.